What if your story could power a movement? Every struggle you have conquered becomes the answer someone else is still searching for. At Community Pay It Forward, your mission matters. When someone shops with one of our giving partners, they can choose to support you simply by uploading a receipt. Your story gets shared, you get visibility, and you can share our program to raise up to 90% in referral awards. You have a story worth sharing. We're here to help you tell it. Apply today by using the QR code or at communitypayitforward.us. Because your story deserves to be shared. And at Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. This wall took 2,500 years to build. We don't have that long. That's why your support means so much. Please donate or volunteer and join the Community Partner Honor Wall. Because community takes us all. So please join us today. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. We are here today to start talking about Miracle of the Season. Okay, this is going to be our second year doing this. And what this encompasses is we are taking the entire day of December 25th. You can call that day whatever you want. That's up to you. We're not going to, call it what you will. But we're taking from the second it turns December 25th on this little island called the Christmas Islands all the way until it turns December 26th in Honolulu, Hawaii. That encompasses 37 hours. And what we're going to do is we're going to be asking people to share with us their holiday traditions, no matter what their culture is. This is just a way that we can together take and get to learn a little something about other people, what their religion is, what their celebration is. This also gives us a chance for every single one of us. If we've got somebody in our lives that we cannot be with, we want to make sure that we can reach out to them and let them know that, you know what, we still love you, we still care. This is our second year of doing it, and as you can see right up here, my finger disappeared there. Right up here in this corner, it is the Miracle of the Season information. Just simply go there, scan this QR code right here, and you can fill out the information. You can participate in so many different ways. We need you to record a video. Okay, you can do it on your own. You can come and join me using our platform here. Excuse me. And we can record the video together. And this can just be a video where you're saying, hey, you know what, to my brothers who I cannot be with this season due to distance, or to my to my mother and father who are in a different part of the world and we're unable to be here, to my kids that, mom, dad, sorry I had to work and I cannot be there to celebrate the holidays with you. Or you can sit there and say to all of our wonderful first responders who are out there, and our soldiers who are out there every day potentially putting your lives on the line. To our kitchen workers who are out there busting their butt in a high stress world, thank you. And thank you for being part of our lives. Thank you for doing what you do. This is our chance to really make a difference in people's lives by celebrating our differences. One of the ways we're going to do this is by asking you to tell us how you celebrate. What what do you do in your culture? What makes your culture different than our cultures? Um, just what is what did you used to do as a kid? How did you how did you and your family celebrate? What did you guys do when you scan on this QR code? Right there, damn short box screen thing. Uh, it opens to this page, and let me hide this. This is what it opens to. And one of the first things you're going to see is read all the program information. You click on that, it opens to a PDF. You can read what the miracle is all about. You can see what we're doing, see how it goes. And then if you decide that you just want to take and use your phone to record, you very simply record a message to people and you can upload it right here in this box. I'm going to widen the screen here. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. Matter of fact, let's do this. There we go. So now you can see that you just upload it and you add it to this box. You give us your information, your first name, your last name, phone number, and email. Then moms, dads, grandma, teachers, daycare, download our color book. Okay. You can do that by clicking here and then send us with the signed waiver. Send us the pictures of your kids who are playing on this book or who are coloring the book. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you what the book's all about because it does correlate with what we're doing today. Then you can always volunteer. What's your comfort level? What would you like to do? What would you like to see us do with this event? That's a very important one, okay? So, you can come in here and you can be a guest. You can be a social media volunteer, which we need help getting this out. You can be a financial sponsor. We definitely need help with that. You can be a community watch option. What is a community watch option? A community watch option is I have a business page, like our friends at Things Network. You can use our channel for those 37 hours and you can broadcast on our page. We're going to use as many channels as we can to share this event. Or if you have some other idea, you just click in other here, and there's a place that asks you to be specific right here. Be specific on what other is. Do you have any suggestions for our program? Um, let's see. So then we have different sponsorship packages. And right here will help you take and again, you can upload your logo or your logo for your company, whatever you can do. This will allow you to join us in the promotion of this. You just simply sign this and hit send, and you've become part of this. I'm going to go back here real quick to the download the color book here. This color book, folks, is helping to teach our children about diversity, about other people, and why this season is not just one celebration, because it's not. If it's one celebration in your house, that is fine. That is not a problem. And if anybody has a problem with it, I'm sorry, but they shouldn't. What happens, how you celebrate, that's up to you. That's up to you, your family, your God, whatever it is. That is up to you. Nobody should else nobody else should give a damn how you celebrate. Only you and your family. What we've done on this is we've taken and we've given people a little bit of information about the different winter celebrations that are happening around this time. Diwali, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, the Lunar New Year, Eid al-Fitr, Winter Solstice, and indigenous winter traditions. This is just a really quick color book that you can take your kids. You can download this. You can print it out. Let your kids have some fun with it. Get in there and take some pictures and show them to us. We're going to share them with the world. Okay? Now, one of the other things that we're asking you to do is we are going to ask you to read a story. What's your favorite holiday story? What's your favorite Christmas story? What's your favorite Hanukkah story? What's your favorite Kwanzaa story? Um, as you're going to find out, a lot of these celebrations have to do with poetry or books or something. Eid al-Fitr. There's there's gifts involved. What about the gift of a story? And then it's not just you giving a story to your child. This is a story that you're giving to all children. We're going to share you telling your favorite story not just to you and your children. We get to share that with kids all over the world. We're going to have Santa Claus on again. He's going to read some stories. For a donation to the program and to help Santa make others' dreams happen, you can have Santa create a story specifically for your family using your kids' names. Okay? It's an extremely, extremely touching thing when that happens. Um, it means a lot to the kids themselves. And I know this because Santa has done this for my grandchildren, all 7 of them. And this wasn't planned, but you know what? What a better way to show what this is about than to show you what this is about. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share this story that Santa did for for my grandkids last year. After this, we are going to learn about winter solstice. And first off, we're going to learn some more stuff, some more information about Eid al-Fitr, a Muslim tradition for the holidays. So this is Santa reading a story he created specifically for mine and my wife's 7 grandkids. So once again, this can happen, and Santa's going to be joining me in the next couple of weeks to tell you exactly how we're going to do this. So you can have Santa create a story for you and your kids that we can celebrate and we can read in the miracle of the season, and it's a story that you get to keep for your kids for the rest of their lives. And it means a lot to them because Santa's reading specifically to them. So we'll be back in just a few minutes after I play this story that Santa recorded for my grandkids last year.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I got a special message from Grandpa Zach. And he has some amazing grandchildren, I have been told. And here is a story dedicated to the Clayton grandchildren. The elf who learned to share. In the heart of the North Pole, nestled between candy cane forests and gumdrop mountains, there stood a cozy workshop where the elves worked tirelessly to prepare toys for Christmas. The scent of peppermint cocoa wafted through the air, and snowflakes danced outside the frosted windows. Amongst these elves was a lively, bright-eyed little one named Sparkle. Sparkle had a big heart, but also had a big problem. He didn't like to share. Now, we all know that everybody has to share to make the story work. Every elf had a special task in the workshop. Sparkle was in charge of painting the toys, and he was exceptional at it. His paintbrushes glided like magic over the wooden toys, leaving behind vibrant colors and shimmering designs. Sparkle's toys sparkled and shone so brightly that every elf admired his work. But Sparkle guarded his paintbrushes and glitter like treasure, clutching them tightly as if they might vanish at any moment. He didn't realize it, but his unwillingness to share left the other elves feeling left out and frustrated. One crispy, frosty morning, Santa's deep, cheerful voice echoed through the workshop as he gathered the elves for an important announcement. This year, Santa began, his eyes twinkling like the stars, we have an extraordinary mission. We will be creating a magical Christmas box filled with special toys for 7 wonderful children: Drake, Aiden, Addison, Gabriel, Tommy, and Kinsley, and Paisley, the grandchildren of the Clayton family. Each toy must be crafted with care, filled with Christmas magic, and represent what Christmas is all about: love, joy, and sharing. The elves clapped their hands in excitement, their bells jingling merrily. Sparkle, however, frowned and crossed his arms. Why does Christmas always have to be about sharing? He thought. Despite his reluctance, Sparkle was chosen for the team because of his exceptional painting skills. The elves began brainstorming ideas for the toys, and each one designed with the children in mind. Drake's toy, a brave knight's castle. Drake loved grand adventures, so the team decided to build a knight's castle complete with towers, knights, and a fearsome dragon. And working drawbridge? That sounds rather interesting. Sparkle painted the castle's tower a glimmering silver that shimmered like the moonlight. When another elf asked to borrow his gold paint to finish the dragon's scales, Sparkle clutched it tightly. No way, you'll use too much, he said with a pout. Aiden's toy, a racing train set. Aiden's toy was a sleek racing train set with a winding tracks that looped and twisted. Sparkle painted the train in festive red and green, making it shine like a holly berry. When an elf asked For Glitter to make the tracks sparkle like fresh snow, Sparkle huffed. Glitter is mine. Find your own. Addison's toy, a magical unicorn. Addison loved all of things magical, inspired the elves to create a plush unicorn with a glowing horn and a rainbow mane. Sparkle carefully painted the horn with a vibrant swirling colors, making it gleam like a sunrise. But when an elf asked to borrow his delicate brushes for a unicorn's mane, Sparkle muttered, "These brushes are too special for anyone else to use." Gabriel's toy, a set of building blocks. Gabriel loved building things, so the team crafted wooden blocks to bright colors. Sparkle painted them in bold hues, adding tiny stars and moons to some of them. When another elf asked for his star-shaped stencil to finish the blocks, Sparkle snapped, "No one touches my stencils." Tommy's toy, a superhero cape. Tommy dreamed of soaring like a hero, so the elves made him a superhero cape with an emblem of lightning bolts. Sparkle painted the emblem in bright yellows and reds, but when someone asked to use his glow-in-the-dark paint to add sparkling stars, Sparkle scowled, "Absolutely not. That's my special paint." Kinsley's toy, a dancing doll. For Kinsley, who loved music and dancing, the elves created a doll that twirled to cheerful Christmas carols. Sparkle painted the doll's dress in bright colors and added tiny flowers, but when asked to share his ribbons for the doll's hair, he shook his head. "Ribbons are too rare to give away," he exclaimed. Paisley's toy, a music box. Paisley's gift was a magical music box that played jingle bells and sparkled like frost. Sparkle carefully painted intricate snowflakes on the box, but when an elf asked for his shimmering snowflake stencil, he tucked them away, muttering, "I can't risk them being ruined." As the toys neared completion, Sparkle looked at his work proudly. Yet, as he glanced at the other elves' toys, something felt missing. Their toys seemed to glow with a special warmth his didn't have. That evening, as the workshop grew quiet, Santa approached Sparkle. "Sparkle," Santa said gently, "your toys are beautiful, but something is missing. True Christmas magic doesn't come from glitter or paint. It comes from sharing and working together. When everyone contributes, the magic grows even brighter." Sparkle thought about the children, Drake, Aiden, Addison, Gabriel, Tommy, Kinsley, and Paisley. He imagined their smiles on Christmas morning, and for the first time, he felt a pang of regret. Santa's words stayed with him through the night. The next day, Sparkle surprised everyone. He opened his jars of glitter, handed out his brushes, and even shared his gold paint and stencils. The workshop buzzed with excitement as every elf worked together, adding their unique touch to the toys. The knight's castle glistened with golden dragons. The train tracks sparkled like frosty mornings, and the unicorn's mane flowered with a rainbow brilliance. Each toy seemed to shine brighter than ever before. On Christmas Eve, Santa delivered the magic box to the Claytons' grandchildren. Drake marveled at his knight's castle. Aiden raced his train around the room, and Addison cuddled her glowing unicorn. Gabriel built a tall tower. Tommy soared in his superhero cape. Kinsley twirled with her doll, and Paisley hummed along to her music box. As Sparkle imagined their joy, his heart swelled with warmth. Sharing didn't take away from his talents, it made them even brighter. From that Christmas forward, Sparkle became the most generous elf in the workshop, spreading love and magic everywhere he went. And that, dear children, is the story of the elf who learned to share. Woo! Wasn't that exciting? That was pretty awesome. And you children better thank Grandpa for getting a hold of Santa, because this was an amazing idea, and I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this story. Merry Christmas, everybody, and remember, Santa loves you. Ho, ho, ho!
And again, this is just one of the things that story premiered last season on this event. Santa Papa John, he recorded that for my children, my grandchildren. But this year it could be your grandkids who are up there, your kids. And the cool thing about it is that we set this up that we can tell you exactly when your story is going to come out. Depending on how many stories we get, your story might be up there 2 or 3 times. So we're able to tell you exactly when your story is going to appear so you can get your kids around the TV, around the computer, sorry. Well, or around the TV with smart TVs. So there's a chance for you to get them up there and they see Santa Claus reading a story to them that's got their name in it. So I love it. It's a good idea. And again, you can get a special story. I don't know exactly what the whole donation cost is going to be, but you're going to be able to get Santa Claus to record a story, especially for your kids, with the donation to the event and to Santa to be able to continue to do the great work that he does. You can find Santa Papa John on any of your outlets. And I will list those in the show notes so you can get a hold of him right away. Or you can go to communitypayitforward.us and go to Are You Santa Approved? Or just type in Santa in the search engine and it's going to pop up. So, next coming up, we've got some information about our two of the holidays that two of the celebrations that we're going to be talking about. Again, I grew up knowing Christmas. That's it. I didn't know, had no idea anything else was out there. If anybody else celebrated something else, I was oblivious to it. I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kids because that's your job. Okay. But we should really remember that and the reason why we're doing this is very simple. And I don't care if you celebrate Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, um, uh, what we're going to be learning about today, Eid al-Fitr. I don't care what you celebrate. There's one truth, and this is a very difficult season for people. You see all the sappy commercials on TV. You start missing people who you wish you could be with. This is a draining season for mental health. And it's a dangerous season for suicides. We can lessen this by telling our stories, by reaching out to people and say, you know what? I cannot physically be with you, but emotionally, you're in my heart. I'm there with you. I am there with you. And I'll never forget you. I'll always love you. This next information is about the Muslim celebration Eid al-Fitr and about winter solstice. So these are just some facts that I found out. And if you have any more questions about them, send me a message and I will be able to direct you to where we were able to come up with all this information. So please enjoy this. And I pre-recorded this, and I do say this in this video because I knew I was going to struggle with some of the words. Okay, you're talking to a guy who English is half of his regular language. It's the only one he knows, but he doesn't speak well. Okay, so there's no way I was going to get some of these names. I decided to record it, and that way I could take and call myself a schlub by stopping the recording and do all that other stuff. So enjoy this information about these two wonderful holidays that we are going to be celebrating on December 25th. Hello, everybody. It's Zach. We are now going to delve into something, and I want to apologize ahead of time. During these next couple weeks, these explanations of different cultures, I am going to struggle with some of the pronunciation. I absolutely mean no disrespect in this venture at all. If I mispronounce something and it comes out to be something that it absolutely should not be, I ask you to please send me a message at Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us. That is Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us. I will absolutely put out a formal apology. I will apologize to you and everyone in your faith, because this is about learning, loving, and bringing people together, understanding some of these different celebrations. We all should, in which I know that we don't. Regardless of what I think, it doesn't matter. We all should respect other people's beliefs. So we've got two of them today. And the first one is one that I am deathly afraid of screwing up a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to take it slow, and I'm going to do my best to get through this. And this is the Muslim celebration of Eid al-Fitr. So again, I do apologize, but Eid al-Fitr it's in Arabic. The pronunciation is Arabic. So the literal meaning is the festival of breaking the fast. Um, this is a holiday that comes immediately after Ramadan, and it is Eid al-Fitr is one of the two major Islamic festivals. The other being Eid al-Adha. It marks the end of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting, and is celebrated on the first day of the Shawwal, the 10th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. So, once again, it is celebrated on the first day of the Shawwal, the 10th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. Um, Historical background. It was instituted by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in 622 CE, shortly after his migration to Medina. Uh, Hadith reference, upon arriving in Medina, the Prophet saw people celebrating 2 days and declared that Allah had replaced them with two better days, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. That was found in Wikipedia, just to let everybody know. The purpose is to celebrate the completion of Ramadan and express gratitude to Allah. In my research, um, Ramadan is a celebration of fasting. It looked to me, and this is not this. Please correct me if I'm wrong here. This is the celebration. You fast it. You don't eat before the sun comes up, or drink before the sun comes up or before the sun goes down. No alcoholic beverages during that time. This is just to show your dedication. And express a gratitude to Allah. Uh, Again, Zach, ZAK, at communitypayitforward.us if I'm missing something. The religious significance is spiritual renewal, a time to thank Allah for the strength to complete Ramadan. Uh, Zak- let's see. Let's go with Zakat al-Fitr, a mandatory charity given before Eid, prayed to ensure all Muslims can participate in the celebration. Communal prayer, special Eid prayer, uh, Salit al-Eid, performed in congregation, often is open fields or in large. It's often in open fields or large halls. The one thing that I did see about this is that small children and people with disabilities, um, or people who have special needs, they are exempt to a point of, they they can't eat during this time. So this isn't something to where, small kids who have no idea what's going on, they do not get fed. Let's be honest here, a baby doesn't work on a regular dinner schedule. Traditions and customs. Chand Rat, the night before Eid, celebrated in South Asia with shopping, henna, and decorations. Henna is that here in America, something that girls and women in um, it's a Eastern tattoo type on the skin. That's all I know that henna is, but it's done in beautiful, intricate lines and designs. I love henna. I've seen it on women's hands and stuff. I think it's beautiful. So with shopping, henna, and decoration, one of the celebrations is with something new, like new clothes. Wearing new or best clothes to symbolizes renewal. Feast, special dishes may vary by region. Uh, Shir Kumra in India. Let's go Mamul in the Middle East. Ketaput in Indonesia are just a couple of the dishes. Gift giving, known as Eid, especially for children, is part of the celebration of this. So, gift giving, as we know, is a huge part here in America of our December celebration. So you can see we're not the only one. Visiting graves. This is interesting. Visiting graves, honoring the deceased loved ones, and global variations in the Middle East. Majal's gathering. Uh, Arabic coffee, sweets like laquamat in Turkey, known as Ramazan. Okay, here we go. Uh, Bayrami or Seker, Bayrami, which is a sugar feast. In Indonesia or Malaysia, Har Raya Eid il-Fitri. Wow. With open houses and traditional foods. Western countries, community festivals, interfaith events, and cultural showcases. This was all found on Savor Flair al-Fitr around the world. So please go to .com. Yeah. Um, but yeah, we were able to find all this information with the help of Britannica. Um, Britannica was a good place to find support. Wikipedia and um, history.com. So please go, and that will all be listed right below us, and we'll also add it to the description of the show notes. So this was just a little bit about Eid al-Fitr. Um, One of the reasons why I wanted to start with this one is because of the difficulty of um, my ignorance of different languages. And the other reason I wanted to do this was because this is one that if I can come back to a couple times, because here in America, I know that we have a huge problem with the Muslim faith. And I think a lot of that is just not understanding the Muslim faith. And I wish we could really get together with somebody who's Muslim. I wish every one of us could sit down and talk about what we believe to what they believe and have a conversation and not argue about it, but find out that, you know what, it doesn't matter what you believe. So that was a little introduction to El Al Fitar. I'm sorry, Id Al Fitar. So I appreciate you stumbling through that with me. If I made any egregious mistakes, please contact me at zach@communitypayitforward.us. The next one is one that I am very familiar with hearing about. It's part of my life, thanks to my dear wife Adrian, and all of her friends. We hear about it all the time, and that is winter solstice. It also has to do with culturally. It is the longest, or is it the shortest day of winter? Yeah, I can't remember. It's the winter solstice marks the shortest day. Okay, yeah, that's right. And the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. So this is an important thing because farmers used to use this as one of the days to keep track of where they were at in the year for farming and make sure that you know they could keep time. Ancient civilizations used the solstice and the stars and the rotation of the moon, the sun, all that stuff. It was so very important to them. So this was one of the big days that they used to keep track of time. It happens around December 21st or 22nd in the southern hemisphere around June 20th or 21st. So that's astronomical significance caused by the Earth's axial tilt at 23.5 degrees away from the sun. I love how specific it is. The sun reaches its lowest point in the sky at noon. After the solstice, daylight begins to increase. So after the summer solstice, the daylight begins to wind down. This is when daylight starts to it. You know, uh, we get more of the sun available to us every day, so we get a little bit longer days, which also ends with here in America that lovely clocks turning thing, which I still hope they get rid of that. Neolithic observations, ancient monuments like Stonehenge are very important. Newgrange in Ireland, and they all align with the solstice. Sunrise and sunsets are very important with those monuments because they're used as tools. It tells people, again, they were used like calendars. Roman culture, it was called Saturnalia, a week long festival honoring Saturn, involving gift giving, feasting, and role reversals. In Persia, Yalda night, celebrating the birth of Mithra, the sun god, with poetry, pomegranates, and family gatherings. Dongji festivals in China. Families gather to eat uh, Tangyan, sweet rice balls, and celebrate the return of a positive energy. Scandinavia, Yule, bonfire feasts, and Yule logs. Many traditions observed into Christmas. Uh, Happy Soyal ceremony in Arizona, welcoming protective spirits with dances, prayer sticks. Inti Raymi in Peru, the Incan celebration of the sun god, still observed today. Modern celebrations. There's lantern festivals in Vancouver, candlelight labyrinths, and nature walks. This is one of them that is the most, in my my own opinion, this is one of those that is celebrated by, like, cross culturally. Okay, you can still celebrate Christmas and this at the same time. In which, you know what, let's be honest, we can do this cross culturally on many of these if we would open our hearts and open our minds. I don't see why we can't celebrate somebody else's celebrations. I just don't. I don't understand why we have to close ourselves off to anything. So, but this is one of those that, here in our house, we do celebrate the winter solstice. We do celebrate Christmas. Um, and that's, those are part of our personal beliefs. Um, there's always been thoughts that, there's pagan rituals and stuff like that with the solstices, and that's one of the reasons why they had that's one of the reasons why they moved Christmas to this day, is so they could stop the pagan celebrations. So, um, but there is so much about these different celebrations that we need to learn. Okay. And if we work together, we can really learn them. And I'm hoping that we're going to have some people call in today and help me explain these a little bit further. This part here is recorded because I decided that if I was going to make an ass out of myself, I'd rather do it recorded than try to do it while I was live on air and have people sit there listening to me hum and haw. The symbolism is rebirth and renewal, same as Eid al-Fitr. Okay, rebirth and renewal. The solstice symbolizes the triumph of light over darkness, a reflection and hope, a time to pause, reflect, and anticipate the return of warmth and growth. We talked about the reason why this was so important in past cultures because of farming. Um, we were able to find out more about this because of history.com, Wikipedia, excuse me, was were and Britannica, the same three resources. So, but please visit those three resources. And we also found more information on PBS cultural significance of the winter solstice. So again, I want to thank everybody very much for going through this with me. I do also want to make sure that I reiterate, if I have messed up on any of these pronunciations to where it is a terrible, terrible mistake, please let me know, because I mean absolutely no offense in any of this. I am trying the phonetic spelling and everything to make it as close as I can possibly make it. I get in trouble with my use of English, which is the only language I kind of know. So if I mess up on any of these, please, Zach, ZAK, at communitypayitforward.us, please get a hold of me and I will make a apology, because I absolutely do not mean any disrespect. Now we're going to play a couple spots and then we'll be back live and hopefully you'll be joining us. Okay, so I'm not going to play a couple spots. We are running out of time. I'm going to play one before we go off air, but I just wanted to come back in here. Thank you for that, for sticking with us for that. Again, this is about learning. This is about learning about other people's cultures, about other people's beliefs. We don't need our neighbors to be like us. We don't. Expecting our neighbors to be just like us. God, what kind of boring world would this be if everyone was exactly like us? God, I shiver at that thought. I really, really do. Um, it it just horrifies me. I love learning about other cultures. I love meeting other people. I try to do my best to respect the majority of what other people believe. Some of it, and I'll be honest with you, some of it's a little difficult. Respecting what certain beliefs are. It's just, come on, man. But that's like asking people to believe that you know everything they've learned is wrong, and what I believe and what I say is true. You can't do that. You can't. And you shouldn't expect people to go out of their ways to say, you know what, Zach, you're right 100% of the time, which means only one thing: they're full of shit. Because if anybody thinks I'm right 100% of the time, they're wrong. They're very, very wrong. So, I do hope that this gives you a little bit of an insight into winter solstice and a little bit of insight into Eid al-Fitr, and it gets you a little curious and gets you to look up a little bit more about what they are. Maybe reach out to somebody, hold a conversation, and say, "Hey, I had to listen to this schlub try to fake his way through knowing what the hell he's talking about for 20 minutes. Can you please explain to me a little bit more?" By the time this comes up on the 25th of December, I'm hoping to have had conversations with other people. I'm hoping to bring you conversations with other people. But please, again, look, this box here. Scan that. Join us. Relive a childhood memory. Relive, if your kids are out of the house, relive a memory of when your kids were little, a memory that somebody wants to, that you want to share with people. Read a story. Read it as if you're telling it just to your kid or children. And we're going to share that with everybody. And that way, other kids are going to get to hear this story that you're reading to your child. And it's going to have that feeling of love in the way that you're reading the story, because you're reading it to your kids, but other people are just going to know that you're reading a story, and they're going to sit there and they're going to get to listen to it, whether it's your favorite story is from when you were a kid, or a story maybe you wrote around the holidays. And it doesn't matter what holiday you celebrate. Let's share the love in this time, because no matter who you are, this is a difficult time. Christmas is chaotic for people of the Christian faith. We know this. I know this for a fact. You don't think Hanukkah's a little stressful for people? You know, you don't think that people in the Muslim religion, you don't think that they're missing their families in December? Because if you don't, you're wrong. They are. They always are. I'm not asking you to celebrate somebody else's culture and somebody else's beliefs, but maybe take a look at it this year. Just write it down. Hey, you know what? December 21st or 22nd, it is the winter solstice. Let me find something about this today. I'm not going to give up my religion. I'm not going to give up my faith. I'm not going to give up what I feel. But let me discover something about the winter solstice. And that way you get to learn a little bit about what other people are going through. And we get to celebrate together the miracle of the season. I want to thank you very much. Again, the red QR code is the miracle of the season. 2 weeks from now, we have the chili cook-off here in Colorado. We do need your help. We do still need some support. And if you are in Kansas, Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, of course, Colorado, duh. But if you're in any of those places, come and join us. We're in Greeley, right there on the border. Come and join us. Hell, it's it's only a couple-hour drive from Utah. Come and join us. We're going to have fun. We're going to get some books into the hospitals for Northern Colorado children. If you make a long drive, we'll separate some of the books that we get with you so you can take them back to your hospital. This isn't about community pay it forward. This isn't about community dare to care. This isn't about Zach Clayton. This is about our kids. This is about getting kids who are going through some of the scariest times in their lives, some of the worst times in their lives, something to look forward to. One real quick example of this, I didn't podcast on Wednesday because I had a family emergency. Somebody very, very important to me was hit on his motorcycle. He's doing better now, but we were that close. This is difficult for me to talk about because of my own story. The reason I do what I do is because of my motorcycle accident. I've talked to many people in my 11 years since the accident. I've talked to many bikers who have been hit. It is so much different when it's somebody that's in your family. Again, he's doing better, but he's got a long way to go. I'm going to ask you all from the biker community, please put these damn things away when you're in a car. From a biker to another biker, stop your bullshit. Stop pissing off drivers so they don't give a damn about us. Ride properly, ride sanely, and stop trying to piss people off. If we keep showing people we don't care about us, why the hell are they going to care about us? So stop riding like shit. There. We need to watch out for each other, folks, because we're all we got. Please. Please remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Please sign up for the chili cook-off. Sign up for the miracle of the season. Sign up and do something for somebody. This is difficult seasons coming up. We can do a lot to make a difference for a lot of people. If you would like to join us, if you would like to talk, if you would like to record us a message to people, if you want to record just a message in general, get a hold of me. By either one of these QR codes right there, you can get a hold of me. You can also get a hold of me at my email address. Once again, that's Zach, Z-A-K, at communitypayitforward.us. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that other fun stuff. We need your help. We need to raise our numbers because we've got two huge events coming up, and we want to maximize the number of eyes on our programs that are trying to help people. If you can help, like, share, subscribe, and get our numbers up, you can help people through difficult times. So please help us by, no matter what you're on, like it, share it, subscribe it, and find another one. Find the other Facebook page. Find the other YouTube page. Follow us on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on Instagram. Follow us. Help us get our message out. You can find all those pages on www.communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's www.communitypayitforward.us. Go to Packed Podcasting. Just hover on it. It'll take you to any of those channels. Once again, please love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton, founder and president, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the Pack channels. I thank you so very much for joining us today. Next week, we will be celebrating and educating you about two more celebrations, holiday celebrations, seasonal celebrations, so we can maximize our knowledge on what other people are celebrating this time of year, and we can realize that, you know what, this isn't about one person, this is about everyone. And let's learn what motivates other people. That way we can respect each other. I will see you next time right here on the Pack channel and on Things Network. Have a great day. Love you all. Goodbye.